Okay, at the bus terminal, giant Ibis bus terminal in Siem Reap. So we spent 3 weeks in Siem Reap, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Beautiful. And we met a great tuk-tuk driver. His name's Pem. Actually, I may put his info here for you. Really good guy. Actually, really nice. Very soft-spoken. But yeah, we're leaving Siem Reap and heading to Phnom Penh, I think it's called. But it's been very enjoyable here, and you know, the places we stayed were really nice. We stayed at Chalong Angkor Boutique Hotel. Very nice, very nice. Also stayed at Long Night Siem Reap Hotel, another boutique hotel, very nice. But Angkor Wat was absolutely amazing. As I probably said in one of the videos, I wanted to come to Angkor Wat all my life, so it was nice to finally get here. And again, in the other videos, you're going to see we paid $25 to Pem, and well worth it, well worth it. The tour was from 9 o'clock to 5 in the evening. We even went a second time. So, but yeah, just very sad to be leaving Siem Reap, but on to Phnom Penh, and yeah, we'll see you on the journey. Alright, so I'm a little bit tired, so if I look tired, yeah, it's been, I don't know, maybe two and a half hours on the bus so far. So we stopped in this little town, village, and I think you can see behind me there's a little restaurant area. I haven't gone in to even see what the prices are. But yeah, we're in a local village, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see over here. I'll see, there's chickens running around. But yeah, the drive here, you know, again, seeing all the local areas. Many of the houses are on stilts. I'm assuming that's for like flooding. But I've noticed some of them are only, you know, 3 or 4 feet high on stilts, and others are like 15, maybe even 20 feet high, maybe 15 feet high. And yeah, no idea why some are higher than others. But yeah, very interesting, very interesting. I'll give you a quick pan around. We're not really, I think we're on the outskirts of the town right now. Yeah, the highway right behind me. Yeah, a little rest stop. It looks like it's kind of a local restaurant, but it has an Ibis terminal or bus stop here. So I'm sure they get a lot of people from the buses stopping. But yeah, kind of gray and gloomy today. It was funny, when we left Siem Reap, just as we started pulling out of the terminal, it started raining a little bit. But we haven't had rain for, I'm gonna say maybe 5 weeks now. So yeah, as soon as we get on a bus starts raining, I'll take it, because it does cool it down a little bit. But a little gray and overcast, looks like we may be getting some more rain, who knows. But yeah, I'm gonna go in and check the prices, and yeah, we'll see you back on the bus maybe. All right, so the last stop, like I suspected, you're probably paying double the price. And yeah, I think it's just for the buses, and they bring the tourists there. And you know, it kind of does bug me, because you know, I go to the local areas. I like to help the locals out. And it just feels like when you take these buses, they're just taking advantage of the tourists by double charging for everything. So we stopped at another place, and just a bathroom here. So that's actually a good thing in my opinion. But yeah, it's been raining the whole time. So just before we got to the station, yeah, it quit raining. Perfect timing. I think we're about 2 hours from Phnom Penh, about an hour and a half actually. So I just want to say, we took giant Ibis. Now, you can buy tickets online between Siem Reap and Phnom Penh. They're about $10 to $15. So yeah, guy on the motorbike there was trying to was going to go in front of me. So we actually went to the terminal in Siem Reap, and we paid $17. So maybe you want to try to book online. There's a whole bunch of different companies, and also in Siem Reap downtown, a bunch of tour booths that sell tickets also, and don't know what the prices for those are. So yeah, I thought maybe if we went to this the actual terminal, we could you know, save some bucks, but it looks like we spent a little extra. I'm not sure online. Like I said, I did look. It was between $10 to $15, and I don't even remember what bus companies they were. So yeah, it cost us $17. They also, you get a free water and a little pastry. I don't know. It's just, anyways. So yeah, just gonna sit here, have a quick stretch of the legs, back on the bus, hour and a half, and we're in the city. All right, so in the first part of the video, we actually visited a couple places in Siem Reap. We went to the Landmine Museum and a small killing fields there. So now we're in Phnom Penh, and this is the site of the S21. A lot of you probably know about what happened in Cambodia with the genocide, and the S21 was basically a prison facility, and brutal stuff took place there. I think, from what I understand, the survival rate was like less than 1%. So yeah, they'd bring prisoners here, and yeah, it was like an interrogation, torture, and basically a death prison. So we have the honor, and it is an honor, to be here today. Back when I was young, I watched a movie in the 80s called The Killing Fields. And I'm sure most people, my age for sure, know about what happened with the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia. Basically, I think it was in the 60s, they started to form in the jungles of Cambodia, the eastern side of Cambodia. And by 68, they started their insurgency. 1975, I think it was, they actually took control of the government, and this is when this facility, S21, opened, and the real horror begun. So we're going to take a little tour through here. Again, a little different than my travel videos, but this is still something that's very important to me, and I really hope you enjoy this particular video. I've wanted to come here since I've been a teenager. So yeah, let's take a look at this. So here, basically a layout of the prison. If you can see that blue area there, that's kind of what we're going to be allowed to see today. But the entire picture here was how big the facility was when it was operational. All right, so we're going to go into some of the cells, the buildings here. Again, I don't know how this video is going to turn out. I hope it turns out well for you guys. I'm going to try to keep rolling as much as possible. We didn't get an audio tour with this. We just came in and we wanted to look by ourselves. But again, I would advise anybody who watches this video to do a quick, if you don't know much, to do a little bit of research on S21 and the Khmer Rouge to see really what happened. But as you can see, a lot of people were tied to these frames and tortured and left here for you know, days, months, weeks. But they would put them in leg shackles. And I hope you're hearing my voice. I may have to boost the audio, but I don't want to talk too loud, again, trying to be respectful. But this would be basically one of the torture areas. So yeah, kind of crazy. Just into another room, same as the other one, has a rack that they used to shackle the prisoners down with. And, you know, I'm going to say it again, viewer discretion is advised in this one video. But you can see how they'd shackle the legs down and would torture them. I'll try to get you pictures of what some of the stuff says. If you want to read it, just pause the video. But yeah, crazy, crazy. You're gonna hear me say this probably a lot in this video. So, but we'll head back out here. You can see this is where an interrogator would sit. Again, very brutal time. Cambodia has, I don't want to use the word interesting, but because it's been a horrific past, and the Cambodian people have suffered immensely in the last 100 years or so, being invaded by other countries and then having the Khmer Rouge take over. I said I'll try to get as much of the text as possible. You may have to pause the video to read everything. I'm not sure how well the pictures are going to show up, but I'll just say it's horrific. And if you want to read the text, you may have to pause the video. I apologize if there's a bit of a glare on some of the photos. So the Khmer Rouge, as I said, was basically formed in the jungles in the 60s, mid to late 60s, and they were led by Pol Pot. And some of the stuff we've been reading in Siem Reap at the killing fields, they used to call each other comrades, and this term has come up. I'm a member of a union, a very lefty union too, Antifa supporters and organizers, and I've heard this phrase "comrade" used, and you want to talk about being triggered, and if anybody's offended by this, maybe this is not the channel for you, but comrade, think about the words you're using, my friends, and a few people know who this is directed at. So I may have mentioned it in the intro, but originally these buildings were actually a high school. And, I may have showed some dialogue on some of the information boards where former students were talking about how they used to come and play in these courtyards. And if you can see there, these right here, those are actually coffins. I'm not sure if anything is in them, don't want to know, but this courtyard used to be basically where the children would play, play. And took over the high school and turned it into a place of nightmares. Sorry if there's a bit of a glare on it, but there's Pol Pot. And, here's some of his, I use the air quotes behind the camera, some of his comrades.
His name He was minister in 1926. So he told his this one
Sorry if there is a bit of a glare on some of the photos.
Not allowed to stay together. Everything changed, like culture. Yeah.
And they used forced labor, and children weren't exempt from that. Children were used in forced labor. They were thrown in wells. They were chopped up.
I'm sure you the
photographs of, you know, all the prisoners that have been here. Not all of them, but yeah. And just another, children were not immune. Sorry for the glare again. So we're going to head up to the second floor of building B. Okay, the second floor is staff only, so we'll keep heading up. I'm not sure if you can see down below there, but that was basically the courtyard down in this area. Again, it used to be a high school. Children used to play there. So when Pol Pot first came to power, one of the main things was to get rid of any dissidents, and that included the wealthy. If you were fat, it means you were rich and you were targeted. They also tried to get rid of all the intellectuals. School teachers were targeted. You know, don't know how well this video is going to be received, but you know, this is actual history, not the made-up stuff. And you know, I've talked to, again, as I may put in the video, that you know, I've talked to many people who are self-proclaimed socialist and communist, and amazingly enough, I ask them questions. I've lived in Germany. I know about the Holocaust too, and you know, the Cambodian Genocide. And I ask them, well, what literature have you read, or where have you been? And I get the same answer all the time from these self-proclaimed socialists and communists. They haven't read anything. They know very little. And you know, again, if you're offended, I don't apologize. Educate yourself. The system we may live in may not be perfect in Western society, but it's the best system we have, in my opinion. It sure beats the tyranny. You see here another one of the buildings. All the front is enclosed with barbed wire fencing. And I will say that I'm actually a little bit shocked how many people are here. We visited, several tourist sites on our journey so far, and this is actually the busiest tourist location we found. There's hundreds of people here, and this is a very small area. And again, it just goes to show the importance of this museum, and to stress what happened here, that so many people have come here and are interested in this.
This is a number mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With a bar, wooden bar.
So we're in one of the buildings now that was used to hold the prisoners. And as you can see from that cell, these cells are literally maybe 3 feet across, maybe 5 feet in length. I'll show you one here.
The prisoner not allowed to fall.
Sorry if it's a little bit dark in the video, and I am speaking low, trying to be respectful. But yeah, just dozens and dozens of these little brick cells to hold prisoners. And as I was coming in, there's a sign on the front, and it basically says that the barbed wire was put on the front to keep prisoners from jumping out and committing suicide. So holes are cut into the walls between each, which used to be a classroom. I'm assuming so they could use a guard to check all the prisoners. But the bottom level here is brick. Apparently upstairs on the second level, we'll go up and look, it's wooden cells. So we'll go up there and take a look. Okay, so we're up on the second floor now, and yes, all the cells are made of wood. And apologize if there's glares and shadows, but these cells here, I'm gonna say, are maybe 2 feet across, maybe about 6 feet in length. A question was asked because there's shutters here. Would they have the windows open? And probably not. Another thing I think is fascinating is, I talk about all sorts of things in my life, and a lot of people, when these sort of conversations come up about tyranny, people say, oh, but that was in the past, we've learned a lot, and this stuff happens over and over in history. The Khmer Rouge was just ousted basically 40 years ago, 45 years ago. That's in my lifetime. These things can happen, and they do happen. Sorry for the color, the light and stuff again. So we're up on the 3rd floor now of one of the buildings, and I mentioned the barbed wire. You can see the barbed wire here. According to what we've been reading, it's to keep people from committing suicide. The torture must go on. what I also like to mention is during the Khmer Rouge's reign of terror, they killed between 1.5 and 2 million people. And at the time, that was approximately 25% of Cambodians' population. A quarter of the population was murdered. So that's Cambodia. It went by really quick, actually. When we first got here, the first week, I said, geez, it feels like we've been here quite a while. And now that we're leaving, I thought, geez, it seems like it went by so quick. But yeah, we almost a month in Cambodia. And I got to be honest, it's a beautiful country, beautiful country. You know, going to Angkor Wat, a bucket list item, obviously off the list. And the last place we stayed, I actually didn't get the room video done, but the Cambodia Country Club, yeah, it was nice. I think you could find better value elsewhere. We paid $50 a night. I probably mentioned that, but yeah, it was I think the only place we stayed where the bathroom didn't smell. So, excuse me, that was nice. It was nice to not have a bathroom that smelled. And it was really clean. Of course, you know, it's kind of an expensive place for Cambodia. And being it was a country club, so grounds were well maintained. But yeah, it was nice. Just I think we could have found better value. But, you know, hey, if you want to stay in a country club environment, yeah, like I said, I would recommend. There was really nothing too wrong. Yeah. So, wrapping up Cambodia. It's kind of hard to believe we've already spent a month here. So we're at the international airport in Phnom Penh. I always got to think before I pronounce that. Phnom Penh. So yeah, you know, it's not a huge airport, but pretty big. So now we're going to be jumping on a flight heading to Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, Vietnam. So probably going to end the Cambodia videos here, leaving the airport. And yeah, we'll start the next series as we're boarding the plane and heading off to Vietnam. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching.